to reading vlog number 3. I just edited this whole vlog and realised that I never filmed an intro, but this vlog is a little bit disjointed anyway. I started filming my last reading vlog, the one with the lowest rated books, when I was still in the middle of like 3 or 4 books. I don't really know what I was thinking, but I was just really in the mood for it back then. So the beginning of this vlog, which you're about to see, is about 2 weeks ago now, when I just finished The Idiot. So that's what you're about to see, and then most of the rest of it is quite recent. I just wanted to give a little disclaimer, but that being said, we can get into the vlog now. I finally finished it and I loved it so much. I know I said in my last video that I wasn't gonna rate books anymore, that I'm not rating books anymore, but this is the 5-star book to me, and I'm so glad that I read it, that I picked it up. I think this is going to be one that I'll be rereading maybe next year or in years to come anyway. I loved so much about this book. I loved the way it was written, how conversational it was, how you really get Celine's inner monologue, how there's not a lot happening. It's basically just, you're just living in her head. It was so relatable to me. Obviously so much of this book is about Ivan. Oh, it's not actually Ivan, it's Ivan. I realised, I watched a few interviews with the author and I realised it's Ivan, not Ivan. So much of this book is about him and the way that she feels about him, and just the way that she's so enamoured with him, but she doesn't actually know him. It's just, she's living in this fantasy that she's made up, and it's just so, that's what you do, that's so realistic to me. There's this one sentence, well, there's actually I've underlined quite a few things in this book, but this one sentence just really stood out to me. Her and Ivan are just going to, Ivan, sorry, I keep calling him Ivan. They're going to the cafeteria, I think for the first time together, and they're eating. And this is in the beginning of their kind of, not relationship, situationship, or like their, whatever's going on between them, I don't know. And she says, it was insane to me that he even ate every day and that he was going to do it now. And that just really encapsulates how she feels about him. She sees him as this bigger than life, like ethereal, not realistic at all creature or person. And I think it's so clever that, well, it's so clever the way that's written, and most of it in the beginning is between emails, which it just creates this distance between them, or like it makes you feel even more how distant they really are, because later in the book they say as well that all their emails, they weren't really conversations, they were just, if both of the people were just saying what they wanted to say at each other, but they weren't really having a conversation. And that's the theme that carries on throughout this book. A lot of their conversations end in miscommunication. A lot of the times I don't know what the other person is even talking about. Celine doesn't know how to talk to Ivan. She finds it really, really hard to find anything to say to him. She thinks he's this really profound person, but she doesn't know anything about him, and he doesn't know anything about her, really. I loved it. In the book, she never says how she's attracted to him or what she likes about him, but you still realise through all of her thoughts how fascinated she is by him, by the things that she thinks, but she never says, he's so good looking, he's so attractive, I like him so much. But then she says things like, it was insane to me that he even ate every day and then was going to do it now. That tells you everything you need to know about the way that she thinks of him. It's the best example for show don't tell. A lot of the time I feel like in stories you get told everything you need to know, but in The Idiot you get shown everything you need to know. It's not spelled out for you, but you know. This is a great case of the author not underestimating the audience. Like, if there's anything we need to know, we're going to find out through your writing. feel like I can't form a cohesive thought about this book, but it's great. It's very dear to my heart now. I'm thinking of getting a new bookshelf and moving one of them to my bedroom and having one here next to me. That's just going to be my favourites. And this is going to go right on that. All right. Oh, I just love it so much. Also, look how floppy it is. It's so nice. It's so bendy. That makes me very happy. Right, okay, cool. I think I've talked about this enough now. Bye. I am so excited. I just got approved for Cleopatra and Frankenstein on NetGalley, and I'm very, very excited about it. Look at this cover, absolutely stunning. For readers of Conversations with Friends. It's blurred by Pandora Sykes, who I love. Actually, I don't really know what this is about. I know that I read the blurb a couple of times and I was interested in it, and I've seen a few people give it good reviews. So, I mean, if you're interested in reading the blurb, you can pause the video here, but yes. So this is published on the 8th of Feb, which is actually quite soon. So I have to get to reading this. Very exciting. We move. I've got a bit of a reorganisation day today, and it's book related, and I'm excited about it. So I'm getting a new bookshelf. My parents very, very kindly, well, I accidentally ordered a bookshelf, like a book tower, book spine thing, like this kind of thing. Accidentally ordered it to my parents' house instead of here. And it arrived yesterday, and they very, very kindly offered to bring it here. I'm very backlit. Wait, let me just put myself down here. That's better. Yeah, so I accidentally ordered it to the house, and they very kindly offered to bring it here today, and my dad's gonna build it with me. I don't think it's gonna be super hard to build. It looks pretty simple, but what do I know? Yes, so we're gonna do that, but before that I need to sort out my existing bookshelf. So this is my existing bookshelf. Yeah, it's all a mess. So I also ordered some prints which were in that box, and I got some frames. That's not the frame, that's just the that's not the picture, that's just the picture that came in the frame. So all of the pictures are like over here. That's another frame. I need to hang them as well. Oh, sorry, it's all just fucking a mess. I'm actually going to move this bookshelf that's in here into my bedroom over there. But before I do that, this is about to get even more messy. I need to sort out all of this. You know, when like everything's a mess and you don't know where to start. It's not that deep. It's really not that deep. I just need to sort out these clothes first, put them in bin bags, because these are all things that are gonna go to like the charity shop. And then, yeah, I'm going to put my bookshelf, I'm going to put my bookshelf that's over here, I'm gonna put that on this wall, I think, because there's nothing really there. And then this is where some of my makeup is, some of my clothes, and that's the majority of my clothes there. I need to tidy that up as well. But yeah, as you can see, this wall's very empty, so I think I'm going to put the old bookshelf there, and then put the new the book tower, book spine here, and this is going to have like all of my favorite books on there. This is definitely going on the favourites bookshelf. Yeah, I've not stopped thinking about that book ever since I finished reading it about 2 weeks ago, and I've literally thought about it every single day, and I still think about Selin, I still think about Ivan. They're like people that I know in real life, even though they're fictional characters. So that probably tells you where I'm at. But yeah, I loved that book. It's different to anything that I've ever read before. It's so delicately written and so perfect and so relatable. It was just, even though she goes to Harvard and she goes to Hungary and she's doing all these things that I've never done and I'm never going to do in my life, I still found it so relatable. Like all these situations she's in, the thoughts she's having, I had those thoughts before and I was in this situation. And I just don't know, it's so universal. Because it's so specific, it makes it so universal, I think. It's just, I love it. It did something to me in a very good way. I'm super looking forward to Either Or, which is the sequel of The Idiot. I think that's my most anticipated book of this year. I really hope it's going to go up on NetGalley at some point, because I really want like an advanced reader's copy of it. I hope, please. I can't wait to read it. Like, I need another book. I keep cutting off my heart, like half my head. I'm like, so I'm just going to finish my book. I'm gonna tidy up my clothes and then move my bookshelf over into the other room and sort out some books that I might not want to keep anymore. And that's that. That's my day until my parents come and help me build my shelf. I took all of the books off the shelf, obviously, as you can see. All the clothes are in the bin bags for the charity shop, and the bookshelf is in here now. That's just my tracksuit bottom. My set, sorry. Obviously it still looks really bare at the moment, since there's nothing on it. I need to move it slightly to the left as well. And then over here, excuse the washing machine noise. So obviously this is all empty now. I just need to hoover there, and that's where the book tower is gonna go. My parents should arrive soon actually with it, and yeah, so far so good. It's now next day. I couldn't be bothered yesterday to end my project basically, but we did get a lot done yesterday. And by we, I mean basically just my dad and me directing him where I want things to go. But we ended up actually rearranging my bedroom. He's very much into interior design. Basically, I grew up to coming home from school to my dad painting the living room for the 6th time that year, just a different shade of beige basically, and that's like a running theme in our house. He just likes a bit of redecorating, moving furniture around, and yeah, so that's what we did basically yesterday. But the only reason I actually came on here in the first place is to show you the new bookcase. And well, I haven't put anything on either of the bookcases, so well, I'll just show you. So I'm not sure, I feel like I showed you this yesterday. This is everything that used to be on this bookshelf, so I moved this here. This dresser used to be here, and this little side table used to be there with that plant on. This is me. Then we moved the vanity thing over there, moved this here, hung the print, and then put the bookshelf here. And yeah, that's where I'm at right now. So I need to sort out all these books. These are the ones that are going to go on here. So it's all a bit messy right now because I'm still like putting things away. So this is the book tower, book spine thing. Obviously still empty, but that's what I'm going to put like my favorite books, and also the books that I'm thinking of reading soon. So that's these two piles. all of these need to go on there. And then I sorted out, so these 2 piles are books that I'm going to get rid of. I don't know who I was reading Charles Bukowski. I don't know, it's a huge red flag for me, but yeah. So these 2 piles I'm going to either sell or donate, or I'm not really sure what to do with them yet. But yeah, that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to put that on the shelf, and that's everything basically. Yeah. Done. Let me show you. Et voila. This is the finished bookshelf. So these are mostly either read books that were like okay, that I liked, but weren't favourites, or well, a lot of these are still unread. These are all the books that I'm going to get rid of. Just not sure what to do with them yet. Yeah, so that's that. And then, well, I was going to say piece de resistance, but it looks a bit sad right now because it's not full. Because I got rid of quite a few books, which is good. I'm very, very happy about that. This, as you can see, it's not very full at the moment. So, wait, I'll show you. At the top here, these are like my absolute favourites, the top shelf. Then these are also books that I really like. These were mostly, oh, sorry, that's my phone. So yeah, these were all mostly my 2021 faves. And then these are all books that I want to really get to this year, that are like my priority. Writers and Lovers is a reread, but I read that when I was in a weird headspace and I can't remember barely any of it, so I really want to reread because I feel like I would really like it again. And then this at the bottom is just my library book. At the moment it's just Crossroads. I've got a couple on hold too that I'm going to pick up either tomorrow or the day after, so that's what I just put my library books for at the moment. But yeah, once this fills up, this will be a nice little corner. Well, let me show you with nicer lighting. It's cute. I like it very much. Yeah, good investment. I just realised that this was definitely meant to be on the favourite shelf, so that's where it's going now. Et voila. I've got a new obsession that I need to share. So I am a Starbucks bitch. I love going. I know it's completely overpriced. I know that the actual coffee's not that great, but I love it. Absolutely love it. And I just found this girl on YouTube. Her name is Maria Mamaro. No, sorry, Mamora. And she works at Starbucks, and she does these Starbucks shift vlogs. I love it. I've watched so many. I found her yesterday, and she is my new favourite person. I'll show you. So she's just showing like the drinks that she's making. It's so interesting to me. I love it so much. And then you can see her like setting up the store in the morning. I love her. Wait, this is not. Let's get to like the good part. Yeah, so this is her just doing like all the drinks, and she's showing like what goes into it. Oh, I love this. I'm not sure this would be this satisfying and enjoyable to a lot of people, but well, apparently it is, because she's got 22,000 subscribers, so there must be people out there like me. But I just love it. I love it. I've always wanted to know what it's like to work at Starbucks. This just gives me deep satisfaction. And honestly, the American Starbucks drinks are so much better than what we've got here. I'm not impressed, but Oh, I love it. It's so good. So this is her channel name in case anyone's interested. I'm gonna... Is it gonna focus? Yeah. I'm going to continue watching her vlogs. So I realised that this reading vlog doesn't contain a lot of reading. So I'm going to give you a little reading update. It's a bit all over the place. I think I said this earlier in the video, but because I put all of my current reads on hold when I did my last reading vlog because it was themed. Yeah, it was all a bit all over the place because I pushed those books in. I think in my first reading vlog I was still reading Paul by Daisy Lafarge, which I've since finished. I've actually finished it a while ago. And I actually really liked it. It's a story about a young girl named Frances who goes to volunteer on a farm which is owned by Paul, and they enter into a kind of unhealthy, unbalanced, I don't want to say relationship, like situationship. They become very fascinated by each other, especially Frances by Paul, and you can really feel the tension in the book between them. I don't mean chemistry, I mean that Daisy Lafarge can really write tension very well. It makes you feel very uncomfortable very quickly. I've read a few books that cover similar topics, and I think a lot of the time you can really tell in those stories why mostly the woman is still in the relationship or why she's still like hanging on to the other person. But with Paul, I just thought he was off-putting like throughout the whole story, like immediately. What I'm trying to say is that this story really wasn't romanticized in any way. It was quite realistic, I thought, which I really liked. I thought it was a really good story. Yeah, so I finished that on audio a couple of days ago. I can't really remember. I think it was about a week ago. What I'm still currently reading is This Thing Between Us by Gus. Let me look up. Gus Marino. I knew it was something M. It's a horror novel which is about a husband who loses his wife in a very public freak accident, and he goes to a secluded cabin to grieve his wife by himself because he's quite bothered and annoyed by people trying to comfort him. There's also a kind of Alexa-esque smart speaker involved, which starts to do kind of random and creepy things by itself. One of the scenes that I read like a couple of days ago, it was seriously creepy. It was so well written, it was really realistic, since obviously a lot of people do have those speakers. Oh, it really gave me goosebumps. My physical read at the moment is The Paper Palace. It's a bit shiny, I got it from the library, that's why it's got the foil thingy on it. It's a woman's story told over the time period of 24 hours. It's taking place at the Paper Palace, which is kind of the family, not holiday home, it's like a holiday cabin that she spent a lot of time in throughout her life. It opens with her having cheated on her husband with her childhood best friend, who she's also always had a thing for. I believe they grew up together, so I'm like a third of the way through, so I'm not exactly sure what's going on yet. But it's also written in, so you've got two timelines. You've got the current day timeline, which is written over 24 hours, but then you've also got fragments which are flashbacks all throughout her life, so all about her childhood, I'm guessing leading up to current day. So far I really like it. Again, it's very accessible writing, it's pretty quick and easy to read, but it's also it's quite comforting read to me. The only thing that really bothers me, I'm also listening to the audiobook while I read it sometimes, or just when I'm out and about. So the husband of the woman is British, and it gives the vibe of the author just having googled like common British phrases. It's so cringy, like the things that this husband sometimes comes out with. I'm like, wait, like no one says that. It's even worse in the audiobook because the narrator is American, and then she puts on this British accent for this husband, and it's just the things that he says is like, oh come on you old git, or fancy a cuppa. It's like, ugh. I don't think it would be a standout book for me per se, but that's fine. I've seen a lot of people give it quite high ratings. I was a bit put off initially because of the Reese's book club, but I don't want to be a pretentious little bitch, so I still picked it up. I'm also reading Cleopatra and Frankenstein, which I got as an ARC from NetGalley. I've not got much to say about it yet because I'm only 10% into it. So far, not so good, which I'm actually quite surprised by because I've seen a lot of people whose opinions I usually agree with and who've got similar reading tastes to me really like this book, which makes me think that I just need to get a bit further into it. It's, as far as I'm aware, about a young girl who on New Year's Eve meets a, well, older man, older to her, is 20 years older than her, and they hit it off and they get married like quite quickly, and that's as much as I know at this moment in time. It takes place in New York. I think it's about the New York party scene, a lot of it, and honestly that's all I know. To me it's a bit too rompy, which usually I don't mind when I'm in the mood for it, and I thought I was in the mood for it. I think what really put me off is, again, the man. Just the things that he says to her when he initially meets her, and she's still, I know she's 24, but so she's a woman, but she's still 20 years younger than him. Just the things that he says to her sometimes, I just thought, that's not cute. But I definitely keep on reading that because, as I said, a lot of people have liked it, so maybe I'm just jumping the gun a bit. That's everything that I'm reading at the moment. I also think I'm going to just finish the vlog here because it's already getting a bit longer. I don't know why, because I always feel like I'm not even filming that much. Nothing's going on in my life, so why are these always half an hour long is my question. I don't know. The thing is, I love reading, I love watching long vlogs, but I don't know if everyone does. I don't know, that's a question for another day. But thank you as always for watching these. I appreciate it very much, and I will see you in my next one.